What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Steven Ostentoski here of Mason Brew, bringing you another episode of Freshman Feature for the class of 2021, school stats, recruitment, projection, everything you need to know about the incoming Michigan football freshman class. Today we're covering the three-star offensive behemoth tackle, Tristan Bounds, episode 10. Previous episode in the playlist above in the description. Make sure you check out the community tab and my Twitter at Steven Toski for votes on who you want to see for upcoming episodes. Let's dive into this episode here. So, Tristan Bounds out of Alexandria Episcopal, I think I pronounced that correctly, out of Virginia. That's a school where Luigi Villain, current Wolverine, is also from. He played track and field as a thrower early on in his high school career, played basketball throughout. So if you're wondering why isn't he 320 pounds by now, he's a multi-sport athlete, which I love to see. He transferred for his senior year from Virginia all the way to Wallingford, Connecticut at Choate Rosemary Hall. These names, man, I don't know, but played there for his senior year. For his stats, offensive lineman, no stats. Sorry about that. His metrics, 6 foot, 7.5 inches, even 6'8", according to some services. Just a mammoth of a man at 285. As of May 2019, he had a shuttle time of 4.93. Hard to say how accurate that is, but anything under 5 for an offensive tackle, especially one of his height, that's generally good news for overall athleticism. Looking at his rankings, Rivals are the highest on him at 4-star. They don't have a national ranking. None of the services do, but they have him as the number 25 offensive tackle, number 2 in Connecticut. The other services, ESPN and 24/7, have him outside the top 50 if you're talking about ESPN at 59, 47 if you're 24/7, but right around 50 offensive tackle in the country. His composite's a bit higher. They give him a 416 national ranking, number 35 offensive tackle, 2 in Connecticut. That's because that Rivals rating bumping up those scores from ESPN and 24/7. So for his offers, finalists of Notre Dame, Virginia, Virginia Tech, and obviously Michigan. He had some big offers from Ole Miss, Texas, and UCLA, and then a list of high academic offers, Duke, Vanderbilt, Dartmouth, Princeton, Yale. So I don't think academics are going to be a problem with those kind of offers. All right, looking at his recruitment, really burst on the scene a little bit 2019 at an NC State camp, immediately invited for a tour and an offer shortly thereafter. He unofficially visited the Wolfpack campus in 2019. Offers started rolling in for him in early 2020. Big ones like UCLA, Texas, Notre Dame, Ole Miss started coming in the late winter, early spring of 2020. Bounds and his family drove up from Virginia, both to Ann Arbor and South Bend, who were standing out towards the end of his recruitment. This was in May of 2020. He had a self-guided tour, obviously, because you couldn't do official visits there. Committed to Michigan in June 1st of 2020. Seemingly got well with Harbaugh. He had mentioned that their personalities clicked, their competitiveness stood out to Bounds, and ultimately won Michigan's commitment. So, for scouting, dude's effing huge. Obviously, at 6'8", scouts say that he could get up to 320 overall. Scouts say that he could get up to 320 pounds comfortably. And he just plays with a massively wide base, powerful use of hands, and a good thrust. He has really good balance. I mean, he played tight end earlier, so that overall athleticism is really high. So he has high upside as a really, really solid pass-protecting left tackle. With that height, with that frame, it's just hard to get around, right? I mean, there are some downsides here mentioned. Tends to go along for the ride with defensive players. It's hard to get under the pads of guys when you're 6'8", so he could use some work on getting his base a little lower, but may just be a detriment of his larger frame that you're not going to see that as much. So he's still a little bit raw in the run game, a little bit backwards. Usually you see these guys a little bit more polished in the run game, but he needs to add some work there. It needs to just add strength, right? 285 at 6'8", you want to see that guy with an extra 30 or 40 pounds or so. Film tonight, we're going to get to that. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday night. Come check out film. He's got some really, really fun film to go through. First comp, Jeff Percy. Really solid comparison here. Big guy, right? 6'7", 270-pound guy out of high school. Converted from tight end to offensive tackle. Kind of similar projection there. Still a bit raw. Massive frame, though. Really athletic, Jeff Percy was. Long arms, quick feet. He's a guy who just add weight and check back in a few years, right? Ranked a little bit higher at 322 nationally and as a low 4-star, but very similar path, very similar projection. It's a guy you're going to have to wait and see, pack the pounds on, get him acclimated to the position a little bit more. So for projection, just lean into that same sort of thing you're going to see here out of Tristan Bounds. One of the most surefire red shirts I think you'll see. You have Hayes, Keegan, Jones, Percy as tackle-shaped bodies ahead of him. Add in El Hadi from the 2021 class as well, and there's no real rush, right? Plenty of runway to build him up into the super beast ceiling of a left tackle that he can be. So hit pause, wait until 2023, see what you're looking at, okay? Start to see his ceiling, what actually be at this point, and it could be astronomical. You know, sometimes it doesn't click, but biggest thing to watch moving forward will be his weight. How quickly can he get to 300? How quickly and comfortably can he get up to 315? Is that functional weight? And that's kind of going to cap his ceiling, I think. That's going to be the main thing to watch this year and next year moving forward. So the quicker the better. Obviously, the quicker you can get to that weight, the more you can focus on technique, the intricacies of the position that will help guide him along and put him on a fast track to a starting role. So that's all I got for this one. Really exciting player. I think he offers a lot, and it's great to take a project like this where you can wait a couple years while you have some other guys who maybe have a higher floor in the class. So I think Bounds has probably the tallest ceiling of any of these recruits. Just a matter of getting there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, polls on the community tab, Twitter, check that out, subscribe, all that good stuff if you like this series. The live stream tonight at 8:30, we'll go through his film. Beyond that, guys, thank you guys for watching this video, taking the time out of your day to watch it. I really appreciate that. Stay safe out there, and as always, go blue.